I'm Leon Todd for G66. Welcome to another Tuesday Tone Tip. On today's video, we're on the latest firmware for the Axe FX3, and I want to take a look at the new 5153 100 watt stealth models in here. There are models of the green, blue, and red channels of the amp. They sound phenomenal for high gain, and I'm going to dive straight in. This is a PV Wolfgang special going straight into the Axe FX3. At the moment, I've got my go-to free cab IR, which is linked in the video description. We'll hear it with one of my favorite dirty Dynacab options as well, the 4x12 Recto Straight, and we've got a little bit of the gold plate reverb. So let's hear it with this greenback IR, starting out with the green channel at the stock settings. This is already pretty filthy if you like more of a classic rock tone. All I'm going to do here is basically just turn the gain down a little bit for a bit more crunch. That's super satisfying already. It is really nice and compressed and juicy under the fingers, and you can go quite low with the gain on this one if you just want some crunch, like below 2. Seems to work fairly well. Again, adjust this depending on the guitar you're using. The green mode's really easy to dial in, and it's pretty satisfying if you like a rock crunch, but the real party begins on the real amp and with these models on the blue and the red mode. I'm going to start off with the blue mode at the stock settings. I've just adjusted the overall level here to match what we were hearing out of the green mode a bit better. The first thing that I want to tweak on here is the presence control. I found with this, depending on the IR you're using, you probably want to get this up above 8 or 9. It can sound a little bit dark at the stock settings, but there is loads of gain, and this one's pretty quick to dial in once you get that presence where you like it. So we'll hear it with my cab, then the Recto cab. So much gain on tap. It feels so good under the fingers, and you can add a nice dual delay on there if you really want to channel some of that early 90s Van Halen tone on there. This also works incredibly well with low-tuned or extended range guitars as well. I've got my 7-string now in drop A, and I'm going to leave the settings the same on there. What I'm going to do is kick in the Horizon Precision Drive to really tighten up the front end of the amp. And again, we'll hear it with my Greenback cab and then with the V30s from the Dynacab. That's incredibly fun in drop A, and again, I would encourage you to experiment with how much of a boost you have in front of the amp and where you have the overall gain level as well as the EQ on the amp. Let's go to the red mode. I'm back on the Wolfgang now. I've just set the presence to 9.5. I've turned the master volume down a little bit, which I like on this mode. This one, I would lean towards more for lead stuff than the blue mode, but it works incredibly well for really tight, chunky rhythms as well. It's just got this nice kind of bubbly mid-range, and again, so much gain on there. So let's just start with these settings, and I'll tweak the EQ and the gain levels. Then we will hear it boosted with my PRS in drop C. There is just something about that red mode. When you hit it with a boost, it turns into an incredible chug machine. And we heard earlier adding some nice dual delay, adding a little bit of pitch detune. Both of these, by the way, are from my free blocks library, which is linked in the video description, or hitting it with a phaser up front for a lead sound. Boosting it here, you could use the Horizon Precision drive or any of the drives in the drive block right there. It's a phenomenal high gain sound, and it's pretty easy to dial in. Just take the presence control, crank it up to where it works with your particular IR that you're using, tweak the EQ on there and get the gain levels right. You're pretty good to go. It records really, really well, as we heard on the last video that I did here on the G66 channel. I used the Stealth paired with the PiFuzz and the Brit 800. So much fun. These have jumped straight to the front of the queue when it comes to great high gain amps in the Axe-Fx 3. I would love to know how you are all using them in your rig. And if you've got any other specific questions or requests for future Tuesday Tone Tip videos, I would love to hear them in the comments. Have a great week, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.